Hey everybody, Jabman025 here. Today I'm taking a look at my 145th Master Grade, the Gundam F91 version 2.0. This kit surprised me when they announced it. I was shocked to choose the F91 to do the 2.0 of, but let's have a look and see what we got. First off, looking at the plates. This is a small thing, but I want to point it out because it makes me happy. They have the A2 and the A1 plates connected. One of my all-time pet peeves is when I read in the manual it says, get the A plate. And I grab the A plate, and I look for the part and I can't find it. And I look closer and it says, get the A2 plate, not the A1 plate. Now, okay. These are connected, so if you grab the A plate, it's one giant plate. You just got to look for different parts. Makes me happy. Other neat plate is the copper plate. We have a metallic copper. Different parts here. Not used a ton. The biggest part is here in the chest piece. You can see that copper, bleeding through those little vents, and it looks kind of neat. And there you see C-Book hanging out. One of the things I like is they have C-Book there, and they have a little standing Cecily figure, which is kind of neat. Put everything on there. I like the little yellow for the guns. That's not me. That's how it comes. They really go into the detail on this guy. You got these copper pieces that kind of look like they're floating in space. They connect to a clear part. So that's kind of weird. This is for the lighting rig, if you get it. If you wanted to repaint that, you could, but I think it kind of looks neat, just the clear. Plus, I might get the lighting rig in the future. I did not get it for this particular review, FYI. And you see the sliding mechanism you'll see for the gun. That works very well. You get two different heads on this kit, which is kind of interesting. First head is kind of your standard Master Grade F91 head. Pieces for the vents, you get those little orange pieces for the guns on each side. That is not painted. Very detailed, very nice looking. Very small pieces on this kit, and that's just a general rule for this kit. Lots of tiny little pieces. And you have this head. No orange pieces for the guns. A little simpler and not quite as detailed. But this one transforms. It has these little doors open on the side, and the front face mask pulls out, and you can swivel it to the back. As so. It's a little tricky getting it to line up just so you can close it, but once you've got it in there, slide the door shut, and hasta lasagna, don't get any on you. And there you have the other F91 face, battle mode face, which I never really cared for. Personal preference, really. If you want it, more power to you. They do give you parts to make the standard head, the more detailed one, the battle mode head, if you really want to. And the feet, very detailed feet. I mean, the bottom of the feet look really neat. Granted, you're not going to be looking at the bottom of the feet all that often, but it's there. I did have a couple of pieces fall off here. Those little white and yellow or white and orange pieces on the side fall off. I had to glue one of them down. The legs, again, you can see that copper in the vents. If you look just at the right angle, it looks really neat. You can see like metallic copper in there. They don't use a lot of those metallic copper, but the place they do are very good. And these vents here, if you open up the top one, it will unhinge all three. So that's kind of neat. And line them up, it lines up in perfect order, no problems whatsoever. Now you get them all together, and looking at the legs here, you can see it looks like the ankles are moving around. They're really not. The ankles are locked. They do not move at all. But the feet do. The feet will twist and turn and do all sorts of neat poses, so it still gets excellent posability. It's just not in the way you think it would. The ankles are locked. They're never going to move. Feet, however, move all you want. Get any kind of pose you like. So it looks like the ankle's moving, and it's really not. The skirt armor, fairly simple in the front and the back, nothing fancy, but they do have an interesting hinge here. I couldn't quite figure out what this was for when I was building it, until you do this. The front skirt armor moves up and unhinges, so it allows the legs to move all the way forward, so you can act like it's, braking or stopping suddenly in space to fire a gun. I don't know. Just gives more posability options. I don't know how often I'd ever use it, but it unhinges and moves out of the way so you can get those legs forward. Side skirt on the Right side skirt, you have this extra shield, and on the left, you have the two beam sabers, very tiny little blades. The door on the hinge for the right side closes up just fine. Left is a full 360. You can move it anywhere you want it. And it'll hinge right back into place. Eventually, there we go. And rock solid. Put on the top part and the decals. The wings on the side there, those are painted. You have to add the white there yourself if you want to use it. Otherwise, it's just plain gray. The decals are dry transfer and sticker. They use dry transfer on the guns and on the F91 on the shoulders. That F91 is one of those you got to get right decals. The kit does not look right without the F91. I was hoping they'd do some kind of imprint or some built into the kit. Nope, it's still dry transfer. Now the guns can swivel around. They're on that track system, so they just slide all the way forward, and then they expand, and a little handle will pop out. And super stable. They don't fall. They're on a good ball joint connection, and they'll move at any angle you want. The trick is kind of getting it to hold it. Kind of. The hand isn't really holding it in there. It's just kind of connected in. It has the interchangeable fingers, hands, which does not work very well for this. Can it give the illusion that it's holding it? Yes. Can it actually hold it? Not really, because those big forearms are kind of getting in the way. The wrists move enough that you can finagle it into looking good, but it never really holds it all the way. Beam rifle, pretty simple. Connects right into the hand. Super light, doesn't drop it. There's that line going down the middle that looks like it's a seam line that I haven't finished or connected all the way. But no, that's intentional. It's supposed to be that way. The bazooka, pretty much the same as the original F91. I did have a part break on this. The front nozzle, it broke when I was just putting it on. I don't know what I did. I looked at it carefully. I didn't, over snap it. I'm not sure what happened, but I had a piece break. Glued it. Problem solved. Doesn't really have any issues holding this thing. It's a little bit longer than the original F91 bazooka, but no real problems. And beam saber and shield. I really like the beam saber on this because they actually shortened the blade a little and they remodeled it. I'm always kind of annoyed when they give the big giant blade to the tiny little kits. But this is a smaller blade for the smaller kit with a smaller beam saber handle. And the shield connects right into the forearm. This little swivel part will come out. Take this off. See a couple of connections, plug it right in. And this piece here will swivel side to side, 360, up, down, any angle you want. Which is good because you want this thing to move out of the way of the shoulders and especially those wings. This thing also comes with an action stand. This is built with a lighting rig that is sold separately from this kit. If you want to get it, you can. The battery pack goes in that part there, and the lights itself run up the line and into the back of the kit. The nice thing about this is you can buy this later if you want to. This isn't like the Perfect Grade Unicorn. Perfect Grade Unicorn, you either bought the lighting rig and put it in there when you built it, or you didn't get the lighting rig. This one, all you got to do is detach the backpack, plug in the lights, and you're good to go. And that's how you attach it to the action stand anyway. So if you want to get the lighting rig later and add it on, it's perfectly reasonable and easily done. Just plug the backpack right in and it is connected into the action stand itself. It will never drop. And like I said, holding the accessories isn't really a problem for this kit in any form or fashion. No real problems. Like I said, it's a little awkward with those wings out, but I kind of like the way it looks on this particular kit. And here he is next to the original F91, and here's the F91 2.0. 2.0 is a little bit smaller. The proportions are much better. Posability is excellent on both kits. Accessories are good on both kits. And decals are good on both kits. Is the 2.0 better? Of course it is. I'd be stunned if it wasn't. But I don't think this is a particular kit killer. If you really like the F91 more, and you like that stand specifically, that is one of the big selling points. The 2.0 has the light-up stand, or the lighting rig with that stand, but it doesn't come with the lighting rig. The original has the accessory-laden stand, the action diorama stand, if you want to call it. But the 2.0 is just a better kit all the way around. And the stand, you can see Iron Mask hanging out in there. That's a really cool stand. It's also a little dusty. But the 2.0 stand is just a stand with a neat lighting rig that isn't included. But both are solid, really good, solid kits. 2.0 is the better kit. But it's not a leap and bound better. This isn't a kit killer. If you really like the 1.0 better, more power to you. I think the 2.0 is better all the way around. But it's not leaps and bounds all the way around better. Final thoughts. I'm giving this kit a thumbs up. As we look at it in a vacuum, is this a good kit? Absolutely. Excellent kit. This is your new leader for Master Grade Kit of the Year. Granted, it hasn't had a lot of competition. There's a couple, minor hiccups on this kit. Couple of loose parts. I had one part break on me, but it's not the end of the world. The vast majority of the kit is really solid, really good, has excellent posability, excellent balance, really good accessories, and it comes with its own action stand. But we can't really look at it in a vacuum. We have to look at it. This is a 2.0 of a Master Grade Kit of the Year award winner. Is this better than that? Yeah. But not by a ton. This isn't, original Gundam versus 2.0 Gundam, that big a difference. This is better. But not a ton better. Well, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope you found it informative. If you have any questions, please ask them. I will answer them as best as I can. Please stay tuned for more. I always have more reviews coming. And I'll see you guys next time. Oh, and one more thing. I was thinking, I wonder if they're going to do a Harrison's version. Or a metallic version. Or maybe a clear, smoky one for like an after image. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, they're doing that. Yeah.